What are the biggest mistakes that men make with women in their dating life? From my experience working with clients over the last 4 years and helping men find good women, having a great woman myself in my life, I have come to find that there are 3 specific mistakes that men make that ruins their chances of finding a good woman. Okay? Which is their lust, pursuing a woman that's not into them, being very forceful. Number 2 is going the platonic route, trying to be the girl's friend. And last but not least, trying to win a woman over with materialism, with wealth, with status. And all of this stems from one root cause, which is not understanding how physical attraction works. This is the topic for today's video. If you are sick and tired of going on dates with girls, only to find out that she's not that into you. You can tell something's off with her body language, her words, her actions. The vibe isn't there. She's not that into you. Then this is for you. Because no man deserves to go out with a woman that's using him, not attracted to him, or she has selfish reasons to go out with you, right? To stroke her own ego. This is only going to hurt you, lower your self-esteem, and cause you more frustration. But it doesn't have to be that way. So let's clear this up. And let me start with a Bible verse that encompasses the theme of this topic. Proverbs 1 verse 5 says that a wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels. Please take this information seriously. Okay? Apply this information and your life will be better in your relationships. And for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Christian and I teach men to master relationships righteously. And if you are serious about finding a godly woman, preparing for marriage, and really mastering relationships, go down to the description, book a call with me, and we'll get started. So with that said, let's start off with the first mistake that men make in their dating life. And this is leading with their lust, which is projecting your sexual desire onto an uninterested woman. In other words, you meet a girl and you can kind of tell she's not feeling it, but you keep trying anyway, and you eventually force her into something. Why does this happen? Because modern men, as I've written here on the screen, have been led to believe that physical attraction works differently for women. So as long as you keep trying, she will finally go out with you. But this is a lie. This is how these pickup artists and these red pill and these other modern dating coaches are lying to you. Physical attraction is natural and necessary, and it goes for both men and women. If she doesn't think you're attractive within 3 seconds, which is what it takes to tell, right? It's common sense. She's never going to really want you ever. If there's no interest to begin with, it can't develop, it can't deepen. It's the same way for you. You find a beautiful woman, you know right away if you'd like to get to know her or not. It is that simple. But with modern dating advice, it's to be forceful. Hey, if a woman says no or she's being standoffish, it's a challenge. You need to keep trying and eventually she'll give you a chance. That's not worth it. And let me go deeper into this and explain exactly what I mean. Because to have an understanding of this, you need to know what physical attraction is. Do women care about looks as much as men do? Yes, and here's proof. Here are some comments that I put together in my community from different women. Look at what this lady says. Great info. I settled in my last 12-year relationship. I was not attracted to him. So I said, why did you settle for him? I settled because he made me feel loved. But then when we broke up, because I was not happy, but now I miss him. I was turned off by him sexually, but loved him as a person. Guys, a woman can, to a degree, love you and feel something for you over time if you bond. But if she's not attracted to you, if she doesn't really desire you, you're always going to limit the connection you could have. Look at this older lady. She wasted 12 years from her own mouth. She settled for a guy she wasn't even attracted to. Sure, he was a great guy and she felt something for him, but she couldn't have that passion or that desire because there was no physical attraction. So you making the mistake of running after a girl and over pursuing and texting and trying to get her on a date or trying to force her into a relationship when she doesn't find you attractive, you'll end up just like this. If she has low self-esteem and she's a sweet girl, she might give you a chance. Hell, she might even waste 12 years of her life with you. But she's never going to be passionate or intimate with you because she doesn't desire you. This is a comment from another guy saying, what you're saying is completely true. I knew this girl who told me about a guy who was trying to date her by buying her expensive meals, by giving her money, but she said she preferred a different guy who was less rich, bought her KFC. It just proves that hypergamy isn't all that. Exactly. When a woman wants you, she wants you. And if she doesn't, she doesn't. Another one. I've met women who were attracted to me and I was barely making 35k a year, so he's American, driving an old car and not having a fancy job title. You are correct about attraction not being negotiated. When a woman genuinely likes you, it will be obvious. Common sense. And again, these are all comments from different videos on my YouTube channel about attraction. This is from a woman. Looks definitely matter. When I have little kids one day, I want to look at them and smile and not hold back in caring for them simply because they remind me of their dad physically. And this is also why I do my best to take care of myself. Like attracts like. Again, from a woman's mouth. Next up is another comment. I had to go into my Instagram for this, which I couldn't fit all the different pictures that I took and edited in. This is from a different woman. Gentlemen, pay close attention. She says, you seem to be getting a lot of negative comments over this video. To be honest, I agree with you that there needs to be mutual attraction on both ends, as well as the emotional attraction too. I think because dating is becoming harder these days, since so many people are opting to stay single, that the few people left who are willing to date and who want marriage end up settling for someone they are not attracted to. I am a very conservative and Christian woman, and I'm having a very hard time finding a man who I am equally attracted to, as well as emotionally attracted to. I have so many people telling me that I just need to settle. Again, this is the reality for most people. They have a knowledge gap, they marry someone they're not even into, so they want others to share in their misery. I'm afraid to do this, since even if the guys are good people, I will only ever see them as platonic good friends. And it would just be awkward to be physically intimate with a man who I wasn't attracted to. Bingo. I just don't like the idea of living in a lie and forcing myself to be intimate with someone I don't find physically attractive. From what I've seen, the women who do this grow resentful over the years and they just seem miserable. And of course, they can never tell their husbands that they're not attracted to them because it would end up hurting them. I just hope someday my prayers will be answered, and that goes for anyone who's a good person trying to find their lifelong partner. So gentlemen, there you have evidence that women value looks as much as men do. Physical attraction is necessary on both ends. So when you hear these modern dating coaches that tell you you can get any woman, it conditions men to think, well, I'll keep trying. If she doesn't like me now, she'll like me in the future. Wrong. The evidence is there. So what happens? Pickup artists and these other degenerate men deceive young, innocent or insecure, lustful men who need help, need guidance, and they lie to them and make them think that you can get any woman as long as you force yourself into her life. So they condition you to believe, if only I try harder, if I keep flirting with her, if I keep seducing her, if I keep pursuing her and chasing her, showering her with affection, complimenting her, then eventually over time, it will break her down. And then she'll suddenly feel the same way back. Not only is this the biggest lie sold to men, but it has the opposite effect on desire. And sadly, this is what most dating advice is built on today. This is why so many people are stuck in the wrong relationship. And then when this fails, they go back to their dating coach. Oh, it didn't work. And you know what he tells them? Well, you didn't try hard enough. You've got to keep going. Guys, this isn't a career or a business where the harder you work, the better it gets, right? This isn't like your body where the more you exercise and you stay consistent in the training, the more you sculpt your body. Doesn't work like that with attraction. If she doesn't think you're attractive, no amount of work you're putting in is going to suddenly make her want you. Okay? The very idea that you can somehow negotiate desire in of itself comes from a lack of understanding of attraction, women, and relationships. No amount of you appreciating her beauty and thinking she's a 10 out of 10 is going to make her feel the same way about you. Only women with excessive vanity will temporarily involve themselves with an unattractive man because it offers a steady source of external validation. This only goes for bad women, immoral women, because good women want a man that they're attracted to, as you've just seen from the image that I put on the screen before. She's a conservative Christian woman and she wants a guy she's attracted to. And that goes for most women with morals and standards. So if you're with a girl and you've had to weed your way in and convince her, twist her arm, she either has low self-esteem or her reason for being with you is selfish. She wants to extract something from you. Okay, because you go to a relationship to give. How can you love and bond with someone you don't even desire? It's always going to limit the connection. And that's what happens. And if that girl doesn't kind of give you a chance for maybe a few weeks or a few months and then it fizzles out, it will be like that woman who said she wasted 12 years of her life with a man she wasn't attracted to. It ultimately fails. If it ain't going to be now, it will be in the long run. And you're going to be the one heartbroken. So gentlemen, this is the first mistake you need to avoid. Stop chasing after women that don't want you back. You ask a girl out, if she says no, walk away. If you're getting to know her and you don't see that look in her eyes, she's not giving you the physical indicators that she's attracted to you, she's not smiling at you, she's not blushing, she's not saying how good looking you are. If you don't see that, I would not waste my time. Instead of you wasting weeks and months investing into a girl that doesn't even think that of you. Sad. The second biggest mistake that men make in their dating life is if the lusting doesn't work, if being very direct and trying to force a girl into my life doesn't work, I'll tone it down and go the passive route. We all know what the friend zone is, right? You trying to form a platonic bond with an uninterested woman. That girl doesn't find you attractive, and maybe you had a date with her and she's like, well, we can be friends. She's letting you down softly, or she's relegating you there, hoping you kind of get the message. Because some girls will say that and then hopefully you read between the lines and you leave her alone. But there are some guys that won't stop. So they think, fine, I'll keep him in the friend zone, then I'll just cut him off. And she deletes you, blocks you, you don't understand what happened. But then there's a different type of woman. There's the immoral woman who's an attention seeker. She's got very low self-esteem and she likes to keep men in the friend zone because it reaffirms to her that she's attractive, because she lacks integrity and she wants to be seen and valued, right? And there's a difference here, guys. Remember, good women want the attention and presence of the man that they desire and love. Immoral women want attention from everyone. Don't forget it. So modern men have been told that if over pursuing a woman and forcing yourself into her life doesn't work, suppress your desire and just pretend to be a friend. And hopefully she'll start to like you back. But here's the reality. Women always can tell when you like them. It's really that simple. She can hear it in your tone of voice. She can see it in your eyes. She can see it in the pattern in your behavior. Women aren't dumb. Okay? But they know. They may play it, in your case, but they know. But we've all seen the typical guy get friend-zoned. This is a manifestation of cowardice, weakness, and if you do this, you are probably a man who has no integrity. Because it's much better to be direct with a girl and say, look, I'd love to get to know you, or you have that date, something's off, you walk away. But what you're doing here is you're already entering into a situation with a woman where she knows you're into her, but you're not honest about it. So you're lying. You're too afraid to show your true intention. That's first of all. And secondly, if for whatever reason you had a few dates with a girl and she says, hey, I'm actually not interested in looking for anything, let's be friends. Because you said or did things to turn her off, she's not into you, what happens? If you say to her, oh, it's okay, we can be friends, that woman was always going to see you as a man who is weak, that you don't respect yourself. Because what sort of man does that to himself? This is on you. So if you get friend zoned and you're doing the platonic route, a woman's going to start to see that you're worth for what it is. You don't have any self-respect. But what you think you're doing by being in the friend zone is, she doesn't really like me, but if I sit here and try and be her friend, and she sees how kind I am, how good I am, how helpful I am, whatever little cuck stuff a friend zone guy tries to do, then eventually she's going to see my worth and start to feel the same way back. What this man fails to understand is that if she had genuine desire in you, she wouldn't want to be your friend in the first place. Women do not friend zone men they want. Even men, we do not friend zone women that we want. No amount of time invested in a friendship with a woman is going to make her suddenly develop physical attraction for you. And even then, would you want a woman who it took 6 months and she finally realizes, you know what, no guy around me wants me that I want, I guess I'll give the loser guy in the friend zone a chance because he's been begging. Go back to the lust. Do you want a woman that you have to force? I see a lot of men that brag about how they had to try for weeks and months and eventually the girl gave them a chance. I see right through it. She wasn't into you. There's a lot of very wealthy, successful men like that. You see this real estate guy, Grant Cardone. Look at the story of how he met his wife. He met her on a plane. He was trying to sell her all these reasons why she should go out with him. He didn't want her. And what did he do? He kept phoning up for weeks and weeks and weeks. And eventually she thought, fine, I'll give him a chance. The one loser who would, if he keeps trying, whatever, he ain't going anywhere, right? But she doesn't desire that guy. She's a gold digger through and through. So guys, you get the quality of woman based on the quality of man you are in the end. There is no two ways around it. Don't be that guy. If you're direct and it doesn't work, walk. If you're trying to be passive, you need to check yourself in the mirror. Because this behavior has to stop. And I see a lot of young men do this. A lot of guys in their late teens, guys in their early 20s. You're trying to be friends with a girl at work. You're trying to be friends with a girl at college. What is even more disgusting is that I get emails from men who are trying to be friends with women who are married. They're trying to be friends with women who have a boyfriend. And they're waiting in the background until their relationship falls. And these are the same sort of men that would cry and be upset if they were in a relationship and some girlfriend that the girl they're with is doing that to him. This is immoral behavior. And this is cowardice. You don't have integrity if you're doing this. You may think you're being sweet, but you are deceiving yourself. You're the only one who's being a fool here. So understand that only women who are attention seekers will eventually lower their standards and give you a chance. But they will only build a limited bond with you. They may think you're a sweet guy, we're kind of compatible, but they're not attracted to you. Because you were in the friend zone. She doesn't see you as a desirable man, but she's going to give you a chance. Out of pity, maybe she's bored, maybe that woman came out of a breakup and she's rebounding, she's not healed, but you're the guy in the friend zone and you're just the emotional tampon. That's what happens. You don't want that, guys. This is a waste of time. But I see a lot of men do it. It's wrong. Stop. And before we get into materialism, I'm going to share a quick clip on screen. And this is from a video from the group calls inside my relationship mastery course where the wife herself comes on. And she was answering a question from one of the clients about materialism. Because a lot of guys think, I need all the money to get a woman. And she answered that for him. So let's give this a watch and then we'll get right into this.
Yeah, Stacey, tell EJ what your thoughts are on gold diggers. Go on.
And just overall the fact of, because EJ is afraid to start approaching women because he thinks he needs to be making a lot of money before he can do it.
First of all, where did your mindset come from that you need to make a lot of money to get a woman?
It's not really the money. It's more so of like, I lost a lot of, like, okay, so I lost a lot of weight from from where I used to be. And right now I'm in the process of like I need to get back to that weight. I need to get back to like it's not really money. It's more so like I feel like I gotta provide for myself. Like, I gotta like take if I can't take care of myself, I can't care for a woman. That's how I've been feeling the past couple months. And it's getting better. My process is getting better. It's just I feel like there still needs to be more work done, you know?
So do you mean
Like
financially or
before
overall needs more work?
I feel like overall.
Overall?
Yeah.
Well, most, you want someone who's willing to grow with you, who is okay with having you as you are now, and then over time, as you get better financially, overall in life, physically, she's happy for you and she's sticking by you the whole time. Because if somebody's there for the end product, you don't always know if they're, what's the word for it? Genuine. But if they're there with you through the process of anything, then you know that they're worth it.
Yeah.
But you need to know that you're able to provide for a woman, emotionally and everything. If you think that you can't, then you're not going to be able to, because it's a mindset as well. So you need to try get out of that mindset. I'm sure Christian can help with that. We don't like gold diggers here. And
Yeah, yeah.
it's the same. You don't want someone to be with you just for your money. It's wrong in so many ways. You want someone to love you for who you are, not for what's in your bank account.
Thirdly, the third biggest mistake that men make in their dating life is leading with the wallet. It's all about materialism. See, if a guy's being lustful, like he's approaching a woman, she doesn't want him, he's trying to tell her how much he likes her, she still doesn't want him, and he waits and waits and it doesn't work, he'll do the friend zone. If the friend zone doesn't work, what will he do? He makes a lot of money, he becomes very successful, and he'll try and use his social affluence, his wealth, maybe his social position to try and show a woman why she should go out with him. But what does this attract? Gold diggers. You attempting to flatter an uninterested woman by the use of status, fame, or wealth. And this is where modern men are lied to by the same pickup artists and all these modern dating coaches that tell you build your wealth and use it to get a beautiful woman to go out with you. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. But it's modern dating advice. It's very cliche. What are young guys in their 20s told? Don't find a woman when you're young and building yourself up. Wait till you stack your money. Wait till you're rich and successful, then get a woman. Which is pathetic advice because, firstly, most men are never going to be in the top 1% of wealth. It's not happening. That's first of all. And second of all, you're missing out. You should be finding a woman when you're young, when you're building yourself up as you are now, and she should be willing to accept you as you are. And when you're young and you're growing and you're building together, you get to see her character. She's with you for who you are, not what you want. But if you already made it financially, now you've really got to test that woman to make certain she's not with you for what you have. But the thing with that is a lot of guys that are very wealthy and successful nowadays, because they lack righteousness, the only reason they make a lot of money is to compensate for what they feel they lack inside. So they hide behind their wealth. And they use their wealth as a way to portray themselves as the sort of man that they want to be, but not the sort of man that they actually are. Deep down, these guys are very weak. They don't have self-esteem. They don't have confidence. But they have all this money. So what they do is they meet a girl and the girl sees that she's a gold digger. And they think, screw it. I've built this up for myself. My confidence is in my money. She's going to start to like me later on when she sees what a great man I am. It doesn't work that way, gentlemen. Plenty of wealthy, successful men that lack understanding of women make the fatal mistake of using expensive trips, expensive dates, using their influence, their status, buying her expensive gifts, you name it, and using any other financial tool at their disposal to convince an uninterested woman to go out with them. These grandiose gestures are only going to communicate to the woman, if she's a godly woman, that you're overcompensating for what you lack inside. And most normal, good, traditional women will see that, and they see right through your insecurity, and they want nothing to do with you. Money doesn't actually matter to good women as much as you guys would think. If you're a handsome man, you're her type, and she sees you have a good heart, you have a good work ethic, you have a career or a business, you're doing something. As long as you're doing something, you could be making minimum wage, or you could be a millionaire, and it wouldn't matter to her. It's more about who you are as a man. But when you're a man and your identity is only in wealth and money, you become materialistic. You become superficial. And because that's what you lead with, that's what you get, and it's what you attract, the gold diggers. Okay? The reality is, guys, you either meet a woman's minimum looks requirements or you don't. You can't raise a woman's interest where there is none to begin with. No amount of material possessions, social status is going to make a woman feel attraction for you. That's not how it works. If she doesn't think you're hot within looking at you in 2 seconds, she's not going to think you're hot 10 months from now. It doesn't work that way. Yes, physical attraction, looks get you in the door, but who you are is what keeps you there, absolutely. But you need both. Okay? Only gold diggers and women with low self-esteem will look and fall for those superficial qualities. It really is that simple. If you are a good-looking guy and you've built up your wealth, congratulations. Find a godly woman that likes you for who you are, and that's that. But for you guys thinking that this is the way into a woman's heart, that attraction works differently for men than it does to women, you are mistaken. I hear guys tell me all the time, yeah, but Christian, aren't women attracted to the money you make? No, they're not. Gold diggers, a woman who doesn't think you're handsome and she has to settle, fine. But a woman who thinks you're an attractive guy, that's it. She's sold on who you are because she likes you. Okay? Big mistake. And I see a lot of young men do this. They try to overcompensate. They get a flashy car, they get a nice watch, and they don't buy these things to maybe even, treat themselves. They're buying these things just to try and impress a woman. Guys, what sort of woman are you getting? Be very careful with that. And I would avoid any woman when you meet her who's asking you, how much money do you make? Tell me about your job. Tell me about your career. But she's not going deep into the qualities of who you are. If a woman's only asking you superficial questions, tell me about your house. Tell me about your apartment. What car do you drive? If she's asking you these sort of things, this woman is a gold digger. Oh, I only want to go to this expensive restaurant. Oh, I have a very lavish lifestyle. These are the sort of women you want to avoid. But if you are living this lifestyle as a man, that's what you're going to attract. And I'm just warning you. All of this really ties in together. Because the men that are trying to lead with their wealth and they're showing off what they have, these guys see no problem trying to be friends with a girl, trying to win a girl over. These guys, if the girl doesn't find them attractive, they'll keep complimenting her, they'll keep trying, double, triple texting, calling back. She cancels on a date, he keeps trying to... This is all connected because it's all low self-esteem. And it comes from a lack of understanding of attraction. You think, because you have been told or taught from someone else, that the only way for you to get a woman to like you back is if you keep trying, you try and be her friend because you can't be honest and tell your real intentions, and you need a lot of money to have a woman like you back. If this is what you think you have to do to get a woman, you are with the wrong one. Very bad for you. So guys, that is what I have to say on that. These are the 3 biggest mistakes that men make in their dating life. And in conclusion, as the old saying goes, you can't buy love. The only woman that will date a man who makes sad attempts to win her over or buy her affection is an immoral woman. And the only type of man interested in forcing a woman to like him back is a man who is self-righteous. A righteous man knows his worth. He does not waste his precious time in the friend zone or trying to sell a woman different reasons why she should go out with him on a date. He only goes where there is mutual attraction, effort, and reciprocation. And this is the cornerstone of dating. Choosing a woman that chooses you genuinely. You think she's beautiful. She thinks you're handsome. She wants you. She's willing to grow and build with you. You don't have to convince or force her to give you a chance. But with my woman for over a year, I've never had to convince her to go out with me or spend time with me. She wants to do that. She wants to be with me because there's mutual desire. There's compatibility. This is what I want you guys to understand. Trying to use superficial qualities to get a woman, materialism, money, that doesn't get a woman. Trying to force your way in. Oh, yeah, I convinced a girl after weeks and weeks she finally gave me a chance. That's not how desire works. Oh yeah, I was in the friend zone for 3 years and she finally gave me a chance when her boyfriend broke up with her. Is that the sort of woman you want? Who keeps men in the background like you? Snaky men. Very bad stuff. These are the top 3 mistakes men make in their dating life. You should stop doing them if you want to improve yours. And if you are serious about mastering relationships and finding the right woman for you, book a call with me. Link down below in the description.